Hello, welcome back to Armchair Armory, and it has just finished at St James's Park. Again, I was quite shocked by this. I was quite shocked by our performance, but it's, finished at St James's Park. Newcastle United 0, Arsenal 2. A very disciplined, gutsy performance from Arsenal today. I went into this game, Gary Neville just said it on Sky Sports, and I sort of felt the same way. I was worried in this game. I said it in the preview. I felt that because they'd only lost one game at St James's Park all season, they'd been blowing teams away recently. I was really worried. And for the first 15 minutes, it looked like it was, last season all over again. The same fixture last season all over again. We couldn't lay a glove on them for those first 15 minutes. Jacob Murphy hit the post. They had a few run-ins, but if it wasn't for good defending and good saves from Ramsdale, they could have taken the lead. And then sort of out of nowhere, almost against the run of play, good build-up, ball out from Jorginho into Ødegaard. Ødegaard takes a shot, 1-0 Arsenal. And as soon as we scored the goal, we seemed to take a bit more control of the game. I think for the most part, it was quite an even game, but I think we just edged it overall. The same thing happened in the second half. Newcastle came out and tried to, they hit the post again through Isak. They did look dangerous, particularly in those attacking areas. And then the goal we scored was from a Martinelli cross, and it was an own goal from Fabian Schär. So I'd probably say 2-0 was probably a flattering result. It probably looks more dominant than it was. I think it was quite an even game, but I think in general we probably just edged it. And this is massive. I know that it's unlikely now that we're going to go on and win the Premier League. Again, the guys on Sky Sports are talking like it's all on again. Particularly Shay Given was talking like it's all game on again. The next game for City is Everton at Goodison Park, which, anything could happen. They say that to win the league you have to win at Goodison Park. But yeah, this was a big one. Like, it was a game that I looked at towards the end of the season, particularly in the circumstance that we were in, and I was thinking, that's a place we're probably going to have to go. Even if we're like leading over City, that's a place we're going to have to go and win. And it was really important now with what's happened with us, City leapfrogging us, that we had to win to keep the pressure on them. They've got to go to Goodison Park in the middle of their two-leg Champions League semi-final against Real Madrid, so you never know, anything could happen. But if they do drop points, we've got to be there, and we've got to beat Brighton on Sunday after their game against Everton. But as I said, this game against Newcastle is a huge statement. It's a huge statement after last season, after the way that we were, frankly, humbled at St James's Park last season. We've come to kind of the same part of the season again, and we've put in a really gutsy, disciplined defensive performance. We've kept a clean sheet against a team that's been scoring for fun recently. In a way, Jorginho and Xhaka dealt with the likes of Joe Linton and Bruno Guimaraes really, really well. As I said, on the balance of things, we probably were the better team over the 90 minutes, only by a fraction, I'd say. Newcastle will probably feel a little bit hard done by, particularly by some refereeing decisions. They had a penalty shout for a handball off of Kivior, who also played quite well today, but it on reflection on VAR, it came off of his knee first. So any Newcastle fan that still doesn't believe that, the video was there. I mean, I'm not like great at seeing these things, but when I saw that, I was like, yeah, that's definitely not a penalty. So in a way, we did ride our luck a little bit, but thank God we came out of it with the 3 points, and we now sit 1 point behind Manchester City. They still have a game in hand. I think Brighton is their game in hand. Brighton at the Amex is their game in hand. And let's see what happens. The main objective was, for me anyway, as from my perspective as an Arsenal fan, after we lost to City, was now we just have to ride them to the end. We just have to keep on their tails and not hand them the title. So 2 wins out of 2 after that disappointing performance against City. On to Brighton next Sunday. See what we can do there. Hopefully they slip up at Everton. Again, I don't really. Again, I'm quoting Gary Neville a lot here, but in commentary he said, if Arsenal come away with the 3 points here, Pep Guardiola will be thinking of playing a stronger 11 against Everton, which is probably true, because he's then got to decide: do I want to go all in on the Champions League, or do I want to go in on the Premier League? And knowing Pep Guardiola, he'll want to go with everything, and he might take that risk. So you never know. It's going to be a fascinating end to the season. I really don't want it to end like after, the really, really convincing dominant performance over Chelsea and this kind of gritty away win, one of the toughest grounds in the league to go to, winning this game. I don't want to then go back to the Emirates against Brighton, who have been playing well, and roll over and again hand City the title. So I think we need to take it to that last game of the season against Wolves. But yeah, pleased overall. It was an unexpected thing because I thought this game was going to be a draw just because of how good Newcastle have been at St James's Park this season. So yeah, I'm happy. I'll go into bank holiday money with a smile on my face as an Arsenal fan. So yeah, I'm pleased. Right, I'm going to leave it there. I will be back again previewing Brighton later on next week. So until then, take care and stay safe.